It's been almost 2 years since a Wichita police cruiser rear-ended a gas-powered scooter. Now the city is approving a nearly $500,000 settlement to resolve the issue. 2 people were injured in that crash. One of them did file a lawsuit in late 2024. The lawsuit claims that the WPD officer acted negligently and wantonly rear-ended the man's scooter. The measure was passed during the consent agenda, passing 6-1. Councilman J.B. Johnston abstained from the vote, disagreeing with a separate consent item.